Sloppy seconds are what? When
someone that you've fucked.
you have sex with somebody and
Someone else does you right away.
And because they've had them the first time, they're a little bit sloppier.
You don't want to have some of these leftovers.
right? Is that right?
Can I get another?
And then somebody else goes in for their turn in the sticky, wet mess that's left over. Which I guess that's what this film is, the sticky, wet mess that's left over.
When we were finishing post-production on the first Eating Out, Alan said, well, if there's ever a sequel, we've got to call it Eating Out 2 Sloppy Seconds.
And we're all like, ha 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 ha, that's so funny. We'll see if that really happens. And now 3 years later, we're actually making a sequel called Sloppy Seconds.
It was basically off of the success of Eating Out Part 1, which was the first gay-themed, politically incorrect romantic college comedies.
I think, when you make something as small as Eating Out was, you don't think sequel.
I didn't direct the sequel to Eating Out because my schedule was just too full and the film needed to happen very soon.
I'd edited the first Eating Out, so that's how they knew me. Trying to figure out how we can all get that high, that group high at once.
Philip Bartel edited 2 features with me, including the first Eating Out, and is a brilliant director.
What images can I bring to the world today?
So he had a lot of knowledge of the speed and the timing.
It's a 10-day shoot, and that is a very, very stressful time frame to work in.
You have to get it, you have to nail it, you have to be on every time.
But we still somehow managed to have a good time.
Wow! Do we have any ice for the nipples? Hi, glass. Hey. No, sorry.
I started the first draft in January of 2006.
Basically did the entire first draft on his own, and then I went in.
We had, 3.5, 4-ish months to get the script in shooting shape.
And then it was just going back and forth, back and forth.
It takes a lot to outgross me, but he can actually do it and I can do it with him.
So it's been about 5 days since you last jerked off?
We wanted to do something fun with Jacob and that the leader of the sex gays had to get some sort of comeuppance. And I said, well, it can happen during a big meeting of these ex-gays and he can get busted having sex with someone.
Let's make it a porta potty and let's make him roll it around campus.
And he can come on them. And Alan said, and that someone should be his mother. And I said, of course. The pop culture references pretty much came organically. He included a lot of them in the first Eating Out, so I wanted to be true to that.
Honey, it was more tense than Star Jones in Training Bra.
Ah, well, he's a regular Gus Van Sant.
You think he's gay?
Does Whitney want crack?
But it wasn't like we set out, oh, let's skewer these particular celebrities. They just ended up being easily skewerable. Auditioning can be really fun and stressful at the same time. It's stressful because you're never sure, is that person who's right for the role going to walk in through the door? We always knew that we had Jim, Rebecca, and Emily coming back, so we had our kind of core group.
Alan was the director of the first Eating Out, was a big fan of American Idol, called me to audition. I did, fell in love with the script, and I was cast, and now I'm here reprising the role.
Kyle, please have sex with me, please.
He was great with, they're called adjustments, when you say, okay, could you try doing it this way instead? And he just always get it the second time. He and Emily, who plays Gwen, and Rebecca, who plays Tiffany, so incredibly fast.
Look at him bounce, look at him bounce. Look.
I loved working with Rebecca and Emily, and there's that bond there once again.
He did this the entire first movie, and it had me in stitches.
Gilbert Grape. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? My favorite.
The whole first movie.
Leonardo DiCaprio. It doesn't get much better because he's just like, I like munching thins.
Tiffany's not changed at all. If anything, she's probably become skankier.
Oh, stay, there's plenty to eat.
Where do you want me?
On my face.
Hi, Mr. Thompson.
Tiffany.
Pull it out of my
bra.
Gwen is me times 50.
Millions of boys tell me they're leaving me for the pole. I'm not gonna sit here and have one leave me for pussy.
During the first film, someone asked me at one of the film festivals if I was really a fag hag in real life, and I said, I wasn't, but I am now.
Nick Stoll's in a ton of early John Waters movies doing these outlandish, outrageous things.
I feel like every single gay movie maker with $1 calls me. If they have $10, they don't. But if they have $1, they call me.
Not even that. He's gonna find a new boyfriend first. I'm gonna be alone.
You are not going to be alone.
But she was very concerned about saying faggot at the end of the movie, and we had a discussion about it.
I have a lot of gay friends, so I live in a world where being gay is normal.
And I told her, I said, when you say this, people are going to laugh, and but they're going to love it too, because we've taken that word and we've turned it from this dirty, horrible thing into this expression of love.
You're a fag, and I want my little faggot back.
That's my role, to be upset and then understand.
Turn me on, but you wouldn't believe.
Mark was in the first movie, played by Ryan Carnes, and I'm replacing him for the sequel.
Mark, your model.
They gave me the full script, and it said on the cover page that it was written by Hugh Allen Brocka and Philip J. Bartel. And I immediately was like, oh, well, if you know Philip's work, then you know my work, because I starred in his first film, Crush, that he did 7 years ago.
So there was that comfortable factor already. He came in and he did a fantastic job, and Alan was excited about him. He was excited that I'd worked with him before, but you know, the big search was the hunt for Troy.
That's my Troy picture.
The nude model.
Class, meet Troy.
Marco was in the third wave of people who came in to read for Troy.
This is actually my first, feature lead.
You know, the kissing thing is where suddenly, you separate the men from the boys.
Kissing a guy. It's the stubble and the kissing the guy. It's just new, all right? I mean, it was tough.
It's still difficult to get people who are going to play gay. It's difficult to get people who are going to play gay who kiss people, and then that combined with people who are comfortable with doing full frontal nudity.
I was scared. I was scared of nudity. Phil's a great guy. I met him, I got really a comforting sense that what he wanted.
I mean, people at our first screening literally applauded when Marco's robe dropped. There were a few actors who got cold feet. There were a couple Octavios who took themselves out of the running because they were uncomfortable with, specifically, the porta potty scene.
Oh, you like it nasty, huh?
One of them said, I can't show this to my parents. I was like, I can't either, but I'm making it. The best way to help, change minds, I think, often is through humor and comedy. And if you've got people laughing, then maybe they'll listen to some of the stuff that you'd like them to hear and to think about.
Nothing ever treats gays and straights as complete equals, and I think scripts like this and movies like this do that.
Wait, is this too weird?
It's not too weird. I like the political aspect of this one, and it has a good moral value at the end.
That's how we gays do it.
I've just had a lot of hardcore Christian experiences trying to get me to denounce the homosexuality or cure myself.
Homo, no more. Stop the spread of faggotry.
Sometimes it's bitchy and biting, and sometimes it's just commentary on, the lack of recognition that we have. And certainly you see it a lot in the way that we approach what's going on with the religious right and the anti-gay movement, in particular the quote-unquote ex-gay movement.
Mommy?
Get this off of me.
It's a wrap!
Baby!
We wrapped the film on May 31st, and we premiered it at Outfest on July 13th.
And welcome to Outfest 2006 and the world premiere of Eating Out 2 Sloppy Seconds.
Inspiring, this is what I want to do the rest of my life. This is it.
We're really comfortable with each other, and we've worked together very easily, and everyone's just had fun.
I love Alan and I love Philip and I love the project and I believe in it.
So much better than I could even have imagined it being. It's just so much fun.
Life imitated art.
It's ridiculous, it's over the top, but you know what? It's called Eating Out 2 Sloppy Seconds. That's what you expect.
The film that I just shot had a lot more planes in it.
out there.
Fuck
Kyle is so much like me, except I would never eat pussy to get laid.
Eating out 3. Menage a trois.